heard about the SEAL team when I was in high school. There was a guy that was a friend of my brother's. He was kind of a mentor, and he had joined the Navy, and I looked up to that guy, and he would come home on leave every now and then and tell me, all the exciting things he had been doing, and he was a SEAL. I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Right when you get to BUD/S to be a SEAL, one of the first things you see is this round sign that says the only easy day was yesterday, which really paints the picture of every day in training is so hard that it's pretty clear the only easy day was yesterday. But going through that training gave me the confidence to make it through. A lot of guys say you're at the tip of the spear, and we're at the very front of this thing, driving in whatever direction we're going. So I'm really, really fortunate to be a part of that. I want to enjoy life every minute. When I get up in the morning, I want to go. I want to get out there and live my life. I'm in that process right now, looking at where am I going to go next. I tell, hey, I'm ready. I just did an Ironman. I'm ready to put the gear on and hit it again. I'll use another race or a smaller race to implement a training day of all those events. Or some of us will just get together and we'll do, like a 2-mile swim, jump out, get on the bikes, do a 60-mile bike ride, and get off the bikes and do 10, 12-mile run. And that'll be like an all-3 training day. But rarely will I do that, maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks. If I look at an event, I control my training and control my diet and control as much as I can. And when I get there, then I've done what I could. So I'm training to stay ahead of all these young guys and to show them how this is a lifestyle and how you can do this for so many years and still, maintain being physically harder, mentally tougher than most of these 18, 19-year-old guys. And there's nothing more exhilarating than looking back and seeing 25% of those guys are with you and the other guys are back, way back, because they can't keep up with the 42-year-old Master Chief. I want to be up there in front. I want to be in the front of the pack. I want to be in the top 10 if I can be, or, the top, I obviously love to win. So that's why I train. I want to be up there in the front. I have to have something else to replace that energy and drive and that level of excitement that I'm always pursuing, or that kind of pursuit of excellence. And the only thing I try to project that towards is getting across that finish line. As soon as I crossed that finish line, I started thinking what I could have done better. And to me, that's refinement. And that's kind of how it is in whatever I do. I feel a great sense of having a purposeful life. I'm very, very fortunate to be a part of that. Paul Tharp, United States Navy.
I started doing this triathlons and endurance sports, ultra runs, just to test my soul, to see what I'm about, to see in a 150-mile race at mile 75 when I feel really bad. That's when you know. That's the only time you can find out what the human body is all about, what you're made of, to find out limits to myself, limits to the human soul. And every day I'm trying to see if I have limits. I run anywhere from 125, 150 in a week. So I'll try and put in about 450 miles a month. Usually every day I wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning and I run anywhere from 10 to 15 miles in the morning. And then I live about 25 miles from work. So I get my bicycle, commute into work, do a normal work day. At lunchtime around noon, I'll run again, anywhere from 5 to 8 miles, whatever it may be. Come back, work, and around 5:30, I'll ride back home 25 miles on my bike. If I'm feeling good and I want to get more miles, I'll get off the bike and do like a short 3 or 4 or 5 mile run. That's my everyday life. So I don't just train like an hour or so. I train until something is uncomfortable, and then that's when you know who you are. The only easy day was yesterday. It just never ends. I mean, I've done some races where you're on a 1 mile track and you'll run for 48 hours straight. So imagine running 48 hours and running 1 mile track. And it's not like you're sleeping, you're running for 48 hours, to see how many miles you can get. I want to talk about mind torture. My life doesn't have a finish line. So when I cross the finish line of the Ironman, it doesn't matter, because I know that, 2 or 3 weeks from now I'll be doing something else to put my body through more pain. I believe, everything I try to do is kind of defined by excellence, but I don't think I ever reach excellence myself, because my standards of my life are really high. So I don't think I ever reach it, but I try to every day. You have to be a good individual first before you can be a good team player. I know for a fact how bad hell week is. I went through it a couple times. It's probably the most brutal military training anybody can go through. So everybody to my left and everybody to my right, they've been through this. So I know mentally, these individuals are extremely hard. And when stuff gets bad in any situation, I know these guys have my back. I've done a lot of things I thought were impossible. Nothing's impossible anymore. David Goggins, the United States Navy.